Grand Theft Auto has been a massive flagship for Rockstar Games for decades now, since the 90s even, and with the new GTA 6 trailer dropping, I think it's a very important note to really discuss one of the most overlooked pieces of information that comes to my mind, and that is the music selection for this trailer. So, hi people and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew, it's Chili here from Live Listener Race. I'm a music podcaster, and I just wanted to talk about an overlooked piece of information, and that is the music for GTA 6, because it is an important selection. So stay tuned, because I'm going to talk about all of the trailers up until this present one, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents as to what I think is a bit of a hidden feature with the trailer and the music that was chosen. When the GTA 3 trailer dropped, I didn't watch this, and it felt like, well, that was mostly because everyone was playing the game at the time. However, the trailer was, of course, a very important part of the game, and it is a very interesting perspective, I guess, of what we would come to expect that was from the 3D era of Grand Theft Auto. The music that was chosen for this video clip was by Gianni Schicchi, which I'm sure I butchered the name, and it was a track called O Mio Babino Caro. And yes, I've definitely mispronounced that. And I guess looking at it retrospectively, it is a perfect reflection of what they were going for with that type of timeline and era. You know, there is the whole Italian mafioso thing, and there's this beautiful piece of classical music, which also tied into the radio station of choice by the Mafia, which was Double Clef FM, which, if I'm recalling correctly, was the right radio station, and it always played classical era music. And of course the Mafia was the most important part of the GTA 3 story, so yes, it's up there and in the forefront. As for the trailer itself, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's a bit bare bones, I guess, looking at it now, but I guess it did its job back in the day.
Nothing but good things for you, my boy. Anything you want.
I distinctly remember watching the GTA Vice City trailer for the first time. I was sitting there in our computer lab in school with all my friends, and we were just watching this masterclass of a video just playing out, and we were thrilled about the new entry for GTA. Vice City, set in the 80s. So since this game was set in the 80s, what better way to really show off what the music was than to get a band of the era to perform the music. And they did this. They used a flock of seagulls with I Ran So Far Away. This trailer is just a perfect showcase for what was going to be on offer. We had all the new abilities, you had motorbikes, you had all of this stuff going into the game, and this was the first entry to include licensed music from that era, and probably one of the best soundtracks for any video game, hands down. I want to know in the comment section below, what do you think of the GTA Vice City soundtrack? Is it your favorite, or is there something else? For me, I'd say it's probably my favorite of all the soundtracks, but hey, I digress. It also introduced me to a lot of bands of this era, and Iron Maiden is the first one that really comes to mind. But still, this trailer was great, showed off that beachy goodness. Life is a beach after all, and of course, this trailer dropped and was a fantastic job. When the GTA San Andreas trailer dropped, I remember that it was a phenomenal time in video games. This was going on from the success of Vice City and just catapulting it into new territories. We were going to take this new character CJ into 90s era times, and it was going to be this amazing trip into a very timeline that was the 90s. You know, you had that whole gangster side of it, which was reflective of a few movies around about this time as well, but also the soundtrack reflected as such, including, of course, a lot of gangster rap, East Coast, West Coast, etc., but also 90s era alt rock and hard rock. For the trailer, we have Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses, and this is an interesting choice of music because it is a very difficult piece to, license and distribute. It is so difficult, in fact, that Black Hawk Down was going to use this song, but ended up finding it just too difficult to reproduce and settle as per a license, and ended up using Faith No More instead. Still, the trailer does a fantastic job using the Gunners in its intro.
So you back on the block, huh?
I remember when GTA 4 was announced and watching the trailer and just being absolutely blown away by this high definition era of gaming. It was the first entry for the PS3 generation and that whole era of consoles, and it was a fantastic entry. I mean, look at this graphics, look at the ragdoll engine. This was one of the biggest components of it. They took a whole new engine and just combined it into the game. You know, say what you will about the driving side of things, but I loved it. It was a very different take on the whole arcadey themes from Vice City and San Andreas, but I think it just added more levels to the game. So the music that was chosen for the GTA 4 trailer was done by Philippe Glass and was called Prit Igo, which I've definitely mispronounced here, and this was also found on their Journey FM radio station, which was, you know, very spacey kind of music, and I enjoyed that radio station, to be perfectly honest. There was a lot of interesting stuff to find there. Yes, the GTA 4 trailer is great, and I love it. It's a bit of a black sheep in regards to the whole video game franchise, but I love GTA 4 and I really want to go back and play it.
Or I don't know, that thing, that magic.
And then we land at the GTA 5 trailer, and this trailer also followed up from that high definition era, but with a much better colour scheme as opposed to what was on offer for GTA 4. While it was a bit more grimier setting, which is perfectly reflective of Liberty City, GTA 5 was set in San Andreas, and had to reflect that kind of sunny beachside vibe. And what better way to reflect this sunny disposition than to have the music that's playing in the background, which is by Small Faces, and it's a song called Ogden's Nuts Gone Flake, which sounds like an internet search history gone wrong that you really don't want to delve into, but I digress. It is a really good song, and it was just this wicked video playing out, as you can see in the background. And it's interesting to think that this came out on the PS3. We have had this game for 3 generations of video game consoles. Let that one sink in for a minute. It has been that long since the GTA has dropped. Yeah, Red Dead's been around, of course, but still, it has been that long. 3 gaming generations. Holy moly. And lastly, we get to the GTA 6 trailer, one that is showing off a ultra high definition era of gaming, and it really is amazing to just sit and watch these graphics flow out. I'm hoping that it comes to be this hyper realistic when it comes to the game, but I guess that will be seen when it does finally come out in 2025. And the music that was chosen for this one was Tom Petty's song Love Is a Long Road, and it had a massive influence on him in regards to how many people have gone and listened to that song since this trailer has dropped, and for good reason too, because the GTA community has that, you know, vibe that MCU does, like for example with Guardians of the Galaxy choosing their music. Anything that they choose can have a massive ripple-on effect for the musician that is chosen, and Tom Petty is no different. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit that I wasn't a huge Tom Petty fan, and then I went back to listen to this album after the trailer and thought, damn, this is a really good album, so don't sleep on it. Make sure to play that record, because there's quite a few hits there that I think are very important for what my message was at the beginning of this video. And that message is what can be deciphered from the choice of music when it comes to all of these trailers.
Trust.
So when it comes to Rockstar choosing the music for their GTA trailers, it is a very important and focal point as far as any selection they make. So when they included Tom Petty and his song Love Is a Long Road, then of course it's going to have a very important and poignant piece of information that is for the game. And my reasons for deduction are as such. When you go over all the previous trailers and the music that was chosen, you can find that there are reoccurring motifs, especially when it comes to the stories of each of the games. GTA 3 with the music that was chosen is based on Dante's Divine Comedy, which of course is a soul's journey through hell, purgatory and heaven. And of course this really is personified as far as Claude's story for GTA 3. When you get to GTA Vice City, the music is very prominent when you go to to Iran so far. For example, with Tommy Vercetti going to Vice City on behalf of the Mafia, and then of course the chaos that follows in regards to the whole drug trafficking section. So yes, he is running away from his problems, and the choice of music was perfect for this. As for Appetite for Destruction and GTA San Andreas, well, CJ's return really was symbolic of what would happen. I mean, you're talking about CJ coming back to, very down times for the gang, and then, of course, Crash, and everything that happens. You got the city ending up in a riot state, so yes, Appetite for Destruction was a perfect example of music chosen especially for the story of that game. With GTA 4, it's a bit of a long-winded explanation here, but hear me out. So the music that was chosen was Philippe Glass, and it was a section of a soundtrack for the movie called Pruitt Igoe, and the Pruitt Igoe is an architect duo who made housing projects in the 50s that were multi-story dwellings. They were considered a failure due to the design, and they were demolished. These buildings can actually be seen in the second island, in particular in the northern part of the map. So that is a bit of a nod and a reference to the movie that was made with Philippe Glass music. As far as Philippe Glass goes, he was born in America, but his parents were Russian-Latvian refugees who came to America for a better life. So you can immediately see some similarities between Philippe Glass and Nico in regards to, coming to America for a better opportunity. As far as GTA 5 is concerned with its selection of music, and that is Ogden's Nut Gone Flake, it is a bit important to note that the album itself is a concept record, and the concept around this album is about finding happiness with oneself and the meaning of life, which can extend of course to Michael and Trevor, especially with those two characters intermingled with their backstories and how they got to be in their lives at this current stage of events in GTA 5. And this can be seen with the introduction of Michael as a playable character in GTA 5, and he has that whole introduction. He's just lounging at the side of his pool, he's just listening to music as his wife and kids argue in the kitchen, and Phil Collins plays out with that fantastic track, I Don't Care Anymore. And this choice of music is very personable as far as Michael goes. He just doesn't care anymore. He's given up on life and he just wants to just live out the rest of his time just sipping whiskey by the side of a pool and reliving his glory days. Trevor, on the other hand, is complete chaos, and when he comes into his life again, you can see the fear in Michael's eyes. So those two selections of songs as far as GTA 5 is concerned is very important. So GTA 6 is of course no different when it comes to Love Is a Long Road. But while that choice of music is very direct in the message that it is portraying, I think that there is another song on the same album by Tom Petty that we are overlooking here, and that is the song Never Giving Up, because this track in particular kind of sets some themes for, Tom Petty's life at that time that may be found in GTA 6. So this is my 2 cents on the matter. When you go to the song Never Giving Up, that track was written about an arsonist who tried to kill Tom Petty at this time of his life. He set fire to his house, and luckily everyone managed to get out of the house before any serious injuries occurred. However, the arsonist was never caught. So when it comes to Tom Petty singing this song, it's about reclaiming his life. He is never going to let that person take the better of him. He is going to reclaim his life, and he's going to get past his torment. And I think we're going to find some of these themes will be reoccurring in regards to the GTA 6 storyline. Because when they get out of prison, I feel like they're going to try to reclaim their life and move past what their demons once were. So my thoughts are relating to not the piece of music that was used, but rather the album that it comes from. And of course, it is probably going to be about the antagonist trying to escape that life of crime and trying to create their own life, free from their past experiences. However, their life of crime will never allow them to escape. So instead, they'll have to stand their ground while their past issues come to light. And I think that this is going to be a very focal point in regards to the storyline of GTA 6, and of course a major part when you're looking at the GTA 6 trailer, because at the end of the day, Rockstar have chosen all of the songs from their past trailers meticulously, and this is going to be no different. I just feel that the themes are a little bit more deeper than just the surface level of the choice of song. I think that it goes a bit more behind the scenes and in relation to the album that Tom Petty has put out there. So that's my thoughts in regards to the matter. Obviously we have a lot of time before the GTA 6 game drops, so I would be curious to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me or do you not? And if you like this content, make sure to drop a like and let me know, maybe you want me to cover the music of GTA, because the selection of music that GTA has made in their radio stations in-game has been quite a list, and I would like to discuss it maybe in a different video. Comment below and let me know your thoughts if I should cover this topic or not. But most importantly, comment below and tell me if you agree with my theory. Do you think that it has merit, or am I just talking out of my ass? Comment below and let me know. But in the meantime, make sure to stay spicy, everyone. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music-related content, because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.